Welcome everyone to Indianapolis, the speed capital of the world, where speed is the essence of these Pacers, where speed is the backbone for buckets for the NBA's highest scoring team. That's right. Pacers were #1 in points per game this year, taking on the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 3 tonight. Welcome everyone to NBA Courtside, presented by Pro-Enamel. Tyrese Halliburton playing in his first home playoff game, poised and ready for big things, while Dame Lillard, the 8-time All-Star, has pretty much seen and done everything in the postseason. As we take a little bit of inventory in the Eastern Conference, the 76ers getting on the board last night with their first win of that series behind a 50-piece by Joel Embiid. Great night of basketball coming up here on ESPN, the first of three. Mark Jones.
You're bringing a guy in that's going to lead you in scoring during the season. And in this series, he's only averaging 36 points a game, and he's shooting 64%. He has a three range, he has a mid-range, and he can post up. You can't foul him because he's an excellent scorer on the line. Now, anytime that Halliburton gets the ball, you know that the pace is going to go quick. And this team leads the league during the season and now in the playoffs on the break. And they shoot a high percentage because of that. Now, during the season, they're right there in scoring points as well.
So sustainability.
Well, the key is can you shoot a high percentage and can you get to the foul line that will stop the break? Now, literally, that's got to give us 4 quarters. That in the 3 quarters, he's been absolutely outstanding, shooting a high percentage, scoring a ton of points. But in the 4th quarter, Indiana has been able to put the clamps on them in quarter 4.
And Bucks trying to snap a 4-game road losing streak going back to last year. Pacers trying to take a 2-1 lead when we come back. Courtside on the other side.
NBA Courtside on ESPN is presented by New Pro-Enamel Repair Mouthwash. Actively repairs enamel beyond brushing alone.
His best. When they rotated him the ball from down inside, notice how quick he crossed over, opened himself up.
Pacers alive in Game 3.
Okay, this is just great basketball. This is their style. You see that pass go all the way cross court. Most guys wouldn't make that pass.
Players so far, and that's going to be the end of the first 12 minutes of play. Turner, Halliburton, Nesmith, and Toppin have had enough to feed the needy here in the first quarter of play under a torrent of buckets and offense. The Pacers with a big lead after 12 minutes. Welcome back, everyone, to Indianapolis. One of the prevailing storylines so far. This play, just a few moments ago, Damian Lillard injured when Pascal Siakam looked like landed on his left ankle, but September that he was traded to Milwaukee. The NBA playoffs first round rolls on tonight on ESPN. Clippers Mavs tied at 1 game apiece. We cap the night with Timberwolves Suns, with Minnesota up 2 games to 1. But to make Lillard's adjustment a little bit more seamless, Doc Rivers has spent a lot of time with this, and they're going to check to see. It was a 3. That's the first 3 of the game for Rivers and the Bucks. By Google Pixel, and the totality of the Pacers' contribution runs 1 through 9, Coach.
Well, there's no doubt about that. The big thing here is the 3 guys off the bench who are scoring. They have 25 points, Toppin, Shepard, and McConnell. At the other end, Milwaukee only has 4. Now, that's such a discrepancy, right? The key also is the fact that Milwaukee is 1 for 9 in the 3-ball. But now that they're settling down and running stuff and looking for the paint.
And what a first half for Tyrese Halliburton with 8 points, 11 dimes, and throwing in 5 rebounds as well. Tyrese with an education in elevation and saluting his teammates along the way. Halftime coming up with Malika, Shanae, and Kendrick Perkins.
NBA First Round, presented by ESPN Bet, is brought to you by Google Pixel, the only phone.
NBA playoffs presented by Google Pixel. It's the first round presented by ESPN Bet. Tyrese Halliburton, his voice intoning passionately as the threes rain down on the Bucks in the first half. As we take a look at our first half stats brought to you by Ford and the cogent numbers so far. The Pacers 9 of 24, so they are plus 21 in the three-ball category. And look at the bench, 25-4 in favor of Indiana. Mark Jones, that's down to 11.
Yeah, see, Indy's got to cut this off because Lopez now has gone down the middle a number of times since the second half of that first game.
Welcome to a first round presented by ESPN Bet. Great night of basketball coming up later tonight. We've got Luka and the Mavericks taking on the Clippers. Look at those supreme numbers that Doncic has put up so far. Look at that beautiful Dolce & Gabbana, I think it is, with the collar and everything. Fell right out of GQ magazine, and he is in some elite company after the first 30 playoff games. When you're on a graphic with Wilt and Michael, you are in an elite group. And that is coming up a little bit later tonight. We'll get a couple big shots. We'll go to the free throw line for a couple of shots. Aaron Nesmith, a.k.a. Mr. Lockdown, here today. That's the third foul on Jackson. Turner has found the range all evening long and getting some help from his friends. Have to review it because he went through the buzzer.
It was just beautiful movement. Beautiful movement by Middleton. Just watch this. He didn't have it. He brought it back. Then his favorite.
McNutt as Lillard laces that three to make it a 2-point game with a flick of the wrist. You might know or say it's Dame time.
NBA First Round is presented by ESPN Bet, the official.
Tyrese Halliburton.
And that was prime time, big time play. Beat two guys off the dribble, and then a pinpoint pass to the cutter. Watch this. Beat the beautiful move by Siakam.
The NBA playoffs first round rolls on tonight on ESPN. Following us, it's Clippers Mavs tied at 1 game apiece, and we cap the night with Timberwolves Suns with Minnesota up 2-1. Mark Jones courtside with Hall of Famer Hubie Brown. Clutch time basketball and some huge clutch moments for Halliburton and Lillard. The brackets in the Eastern Conference, Miami with that big upset win in Boston a couple of nights ago. Going back home, Cleveland up 2-1. Milwaukee, Indiana tied at 1 apiece. And Philadelphia getting a win behind 50 from Embiid last night. But
by Middleton to take it, to anticipate it, and unfortunately he couldn't stay in bounds.
We're tied at 106. Time out on the floor with 90 seconds to play. After missing the last few games of the regular season, Kawhi Leonard played in Game 2, a Clippers loss. There's a look at his stat line, 7 of 17, arguably working to get some of the rust off. That game coming up next. Clippers at Dallas taking on the Mavericks. That series tied at 1 apiece. Clutch bucket a moment ago by Chris Middleton. And he's been doing it all night long. He has had enough to feed the needy tonight, leading the way scoring-wise with 35 in the ballgame. 7 in a row for Milwaukee to finish out the regulation period.
Yeah, Middleton not only had 35, he had 9 boards, he had 5 assists. He was 3 for 7 in the 3-ball. But the thing that I like the most,
at the wheel, Tyrese Halliburton with a successful ending to his first home playoff game. Pacers win it and go up 2-1 in the series. For Hubie Brown, Monica McNutt, our entire crew, I'm Mark Jones, folks. What a game. There's 2 more to go. Thanks for watching. So long from Indianapolis. Next, Clippers and Mavericks. Mike Green, Dorsberg, JJ Redd.